Hi, my friends. Welcome to this new day practice, New Year's Day practice. Happy New Year. It's the very beginning of 2021. I'm so happy to be sharing this practice of connection to self. That's what yoga means, connection. And I interpret that as connection of mind, physical body, and breath. And today we'll have a bone-friendly session that will work and warm up all the joints in the body and then lead into an invigorating, somewhat challenging, balancing sun salutation practice. So that's my plan. I'm utilizing 2 blocks. You might want to grab 2 blocks or 2 books if you have them, and your yoga mat. So gather up what you need and I'll meet you back where we'll begin in Sukhasana, seated pose, to start our centering, grounding practice of connection to self. Welcome back. Let's begin seated comfortably. I'm sitting on a block. You might find a cushion or a chair. We're going to start today with a grounding, centering breath exercise. Just several rounds of alternate nostril breathing. So this is a really excellent breath to address when you are out of sorts. You want to create a new idea. You want to move through some anxiety. This will calm your nervous system, which is also excellent for your bone health because it will reduce anxiety and balance your hormones. So it's pretty good stuff. We'll just do several rounds and it goes like this. You're going to take your right hand with your right thumb up, 2 fingers down, ring finger up, and cover your right nostril with your right thumb. Now exhale through the left side. You can close your eyes if you like. Inhale left. Close off both nostrils, ring finger and thumb, hold your breath. Keep the ring finger there. Remove your thumb, exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. Keep the thumb there, release the ring finger, exhale left. Inhale left side only. Pause at the top, close off your nose. Release your thumb and exhale right. Inhale right. Hold. And exhale left. Last time, breathe in through the left side and then hold your breath. Hold at the top, be full of breath, and while you're holding your breath, you can let your hands float down, eyes comfortably lowered. And when you feel it's time to take another breath, exhale naturally through both nostrils and resume normal rhythm of breath. And notice how this breath affects you. Idea, theoretically, it should help you connect and balance the left and right sides of your brain. So now that we've done that, let's resume our yoga movement. I'm going to release this block I'm sitting on and take it out to the side. And we're going to warm up doing a lot of circles. And we're going to start with the ever favorite washing machine circle, whatever you call this, rotations of the whole body. Now, I know many of us are focusing on our bone health, and what I love about this is I always connect to my spine in this position, and your spine is like the ladle. Stir in the soup, and you can put a little pressure with your hands on your knees and feel your hips and give yourself this really nice massage. Low back, hips, internal organs. And move. Keep your spine straight though. And circle around and then reverse direction. Can lean back. Shoulders can get relaxed and move, but your head stays stable on top of your spine. And you're breathing. Breathing into belly, breathing into low back, breathing into hips. Great. Now come spiral your way up to sitting tall, and then bring your shoulders up to your ears and roll them down your back. So shoulder rolls. Up and down and back. Up and down and back. Great. And then arms out to the sides. Feel yourself in a very nice balanced triangle position from crown to tailbone and crown out, shoulders to fingertips. Nice and straight and strong. Breathe. Turn your left palm to the sky. Inhale, reach it up. Lift and lengthen out up the left side. Root down in your left hip. And then lean over to the right. So that's 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And then stretch and hold. Good. And then float both arms up. Turn to your left. Right hand on right knee. Left hand behind you. Your body's going to go to the left. You're going to turn your head a little bit. It's a very gentle twist. Look forward and turn your eyes to the right. Breathe. Good. And then you can bring everything back to center and arms out to the sides. Good. Other side. Reach the arm up, lift and lengthen, root down in your hip. Really, really stretch. Side bend over 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Hold. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Both arms float up. Turn to your right. Left hand on the knee. Right hand behind you. Lift and lengthen. So your body's going to the right. Head can come forward. Eyes can go to the left. It's all about length. It's great for your vertebra to lift and lengthen and give them a gentle twist. Good. And then slowly untwist, come to center and relax. Take your feet out, shake them out. Take your feet wider than your hips. Put your weight on your hands. Spread your fingers wide. Push down on the mat or the floor. You may be off your mat like I am. Lift your chest. So this is a back bend. Great for your posture. And now knees can drop in a windshield wiper scenario here with your hips going side to side. Great. And then we're going to come back to a table position in just a moment. I'm adjusting my equipment behind me. So let's transition to all fours. You're going to bring your wrists underneath your hands and your knees underneath your hips in table. Spread your fingers wide and find that stable table. Okay? So stability and strength in a table position. It's a very simple but yet stable place to be. We want to root down but lift up. Now, from here though, we're going to circle. So let's take the hips back and start to come forward and around. So let's take the hips to the side, come forward. The weight will now be over your hands and there will be a lot of pressure on your wrists. That's a good thing. And then out to the side again. So do these big circles. Good. And then reverse your direction. Perfect. Back to center. Now we're going to curl your toes and sit back on your heels and give your foot and your feet, both of them, and your toes a little opening workout. You can really feel that. Yeah, it's good for them. They may not be happy, but it's necessary. So adjust that, sit on your heels, and while our feet are getting that pressure, we're going to do wrist circles. So take your right hand, extend it in front, take your left hand and grab your wrist, and now a soft fist with your right hand, drop your fist forward, and then circle around very deliberately so that nothing moves but your wrist and your fist is soft. You can reverse that and just be really mindful that your wrist is getting this great mobility exercise and everything else is still. Good. Relax. If your feet are like, I think that's enough, you're going to come up onto tall kneeling and let your toes take a break. If you want to go back, you can go back to that. You can also sit back on your heels without your feet being involved. So I'm going to do this next section from tall kneeling. Extend the arm, grab the wrist, focus on your wrist, drop down, pull back a little bit, and then circle around. Just stare at your wrist and watch it go around. Notice that the rest of your arm stays really still. Reverse direction. Okay, there you go. Shake it out. Here we are up in tall kneeling. So let's take the right leg forward, right foot down, left knee at 90 degrees. And the next thing we're going to do is shoulder circles. So take the arm that's with the bent knee forward and then circle it up. Wave at me, hi, turn your palm towards your video, and then keep going back until you touch your thigh. And then remember that what's happening here is only your arm is moving and you're trying to isolate your shoulder joint for the movement. And your spine and everything else stays still. So that was 3 times, so that's cool. Take your hands, come forward onto the floor. If you want to use 2 blocks here, you could take 2 blocks onto the mat or 2 blocks. Curl your back toes, lift up into a lunge with the knee off the floor and hold. Crown to heel, breathe. Good, that's all you're doing is holding this lunge, pressing into your hands and dropping the knee. Now relax your foot behind you. Take your hips back, and then here's where blocks are super helpful. You're going to straighten the front leg, bring the toes up towards your nose. See what's happening here? Hamstring calf stretch. And now your foot's going to point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, and hold. You can hold either the point or the flex. Breathe. Great, and relax and bring 2 knees together and sit back for a moment. Great. So now the other side. So step a foot forward. You've got 90 degrees going on. Right angles with both legs. I'll move the blocks out of the way. Shoulder circle, other side. So bring your arm forward, up, wave away now, come up and forward and down. Inhale up, wave away, keep the rotation going. Everything is still except for your arm and your shoulder. This will go a long way to a happy, healthy shoulder joint. Great. I think that was 3 times. We're good. Okay, so now you can bring your blocks back if you're using them to the floor. And then curl your back toes, lift up into a lunge and hold. Hold a lunge, crown to tail, tail to heel. Breathe. Drop the back knee, and if you're using blocks, you're going to use them for stability here. Straighten the front leg, hips, if they're, kind of out of alignment, you want to draw them to be square. Don't let go. And then lift your toes, point and flex, point and flex. Hamstring, calf, yes, hello. Good, now choose one to hold and breathe and release. Awesome. So now, here's the deal. I want us to wake up our hip joints, so we'll do some circles for the hips. Come to table position and lift one leg up. Let's say it's your right leg up, and flex your right foot and hold there. Now bring the knee down, out to the side, and up again, and down. And then go the other way. Go up, try to keep your spine straight, out to the side, and in. Out, up, and in. One more time. Up, out, and in. Out, up, and in. Okay, then notice that the key here is to just focus on the joint of the hip, and everything else stays strong. Keep your arms straight, keep your abs in, spine still, other leg up, out, and in, out, up, and in, up, out, and in, out, up, and in. Last time, up, out, and in, out, up, and in. Good. Drop both knees, curl both toes, find extended child's or puppy, reach the arms in front, and stretch. Good. And lift the first leg up behind you and circle your ankle joint around. One direction and then the other. Good. And then straighten that leg and bring your heel into your butt as we work the hamstring, strengthening the hamstring, in and out. 4 or 5 times. Good. Pause. Heel into butt. Opposite arm in front. Reach that arm behind you. Either place it on your hip, and if you find yourself collapsing, lift up. Option to reach back. Maybe find your foot, lift up, and find breath. So hands on hip or touching the foot. Release your hand, release your knee. Curl your toes. Lift up into a brief down dog with knees bent. Lengthen spine. Drop to your knees. Good. And then the other side. So lift the leg up. Rotate the ankle. So remember, we're working through as many joints of the body as we can to circle them. So right now we're circling the ankle joint. Go the other way. Good. And then, keeping everything still except for the leg, straighten and bend. Extend, heel into butt and squeeze. Hamstring strengthening. Good. Then you can keep it in. This part's kind of optional if balance is a challenge, but arm in front. This puts extra special load on your spine and your arm bones. Reach back. Hand on hip. Keep balancing. Reach back. Find foot. Breathing. Lifting the heart. Lifting the thigh. Release your hand. Release your knee. Curl your toes. Quick down dog, knees bent. Take your feet a little wide. Make it, doesn't have to be pretty. Just a nice stretch. Bend and straighten. Good. And release. Those are our warm-ups. We are now invigorated and ready to take it up a notch for our sun salutation sequence. So transition to standing. Let's head to the top of the mat for our salutations to the sun. This sequence is going to involve a bit of a balance challenge, and I would love it if you had 2 blocks at the ready or 2 books to make it more accessible. So that's it's just a suggestion. It's optional. Take your time. Modify if you need to. Come to 2 feet, hip width apart or a little less, Tadasana mountain pose. Allow tailbone to drop. Arms beside you are relaxed. Rotate the palms forward and feel your shoulder blades draw together a bit. Ramp your head back and feel the crown lifted. So we begin our sun salutations in mountain, feeling really strong and grounded. Mind now to the soles of your feet. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, heels, and maybe find your balance, little forward, little back. Good. So you're in your starting position with a big open-hearted smile. And now here we go. Inhale, arms are going to stretch up and reach up. Lift and lengthen. Take a breath in. The exhale is the forward. Bend your knees and come down about halfway. Hands on the knees, right above the knees. You can lift and lengthen your spine. Jackknife position. And now bend your knees and go further forward, but knees are really bent. You could use your blocks here if you wanted to. Okay, now knees are really bent, hands or fingertips on the floor. Good, and then slide your hands back up your legs, press into the right above the knees. Crown to tailbone, breathe. And soften your knees and then stand up again. Big sun breath. Big breath in. Exhale, release the arms. Do it again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward just halfway, pause. Lengthen from crown to tailbone. Good. Now we're going to continue on. Bend your knees a real lot so you can get all the way to the floor. Step your right leg back into a lunge and then pause in this lunge. You can move, rock forward and back. You can move hips lower and hips lift by bending this knee. Good. Now we'll find stillness and a shoulder rotation. So you remember from our warm-ups, we want to keep the shoulder grounded. We're going to keep everything still except for moving the shoulder. So if you've got your right leg back, place your right hand on a block or the floor and take your left arm and place your left hand on your left hip and pause. Now take the left arm and reach it straight in front and then bring it up and around. Make a full circle. That's 1. That's 2. Everything is still except for the arm and the shoulder. That's 3. And the last time we reach up and then turn and it becomes a twist. A very safe twist. Hold. Circle around and down. Good. And then you can release the block if you were using it and either drop to your knee and bring 2 knees back or step back to plank. So you're going to find knees or plank and hold. So you might choose any version of plank to hold for about 5 breaths. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can drop to your knees, take your hips back, and slowly snake your way belly to the floor. Find the tops of your feet and roll your shoulder blades back. Good. Lift your hands an inch off the floor. Add both legs. Hold. Breathe. Place the hands down, the feet down, and gently push up into a baby cobra. Small cobra back bend, lower down. Good. Curl your toes, push back up, knees, spread your fingers. You can do a brief down dog here if you want, or you don't have to. You can just stay here, or lift up into down dog if it would feel nice. Or you could stay here and do some pelvic tilts. Good. If you'd like to do down dog, lift up and breathe. And then drop to your knees. Step 1 foot forward. Curl your back toes. So let's say you've stepped your left foot forward. Curl your back toes, lift up. So with the left foot forward, left foot is grounded. You're going to pop the back foot up, 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 up. Here's where 2 blocks are part of my plan. So you're going to have your hands on your blocks. Weight on the standing leg. Lift your back leg up, and then bend and straighten the standing leg. Here's your balancing, challenging pose. Good. You can bend and straighten, bend and straighten. You can see how this puts a good amount of load on your leg, your feet, your hips. Good. And you might pause and then return the upper foot to meet the lower foot. 2 feet are together. Soften the knees. And then inhale, stand up, reach up, and arms come down beside you. Excellent. Let's do the other side. Ready? Inhale the arms up. Exhale, Utkatasana or chair pose. Sit. Weight in the heels. So you're going to go down as a lot or a little, your choice. Just feel nice and strong here. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to hinge forward and then come to your flat back, lengthen spine. Exhale, soften the knees and go forward. If you've got your blocks around, you can place your hands on the blocks or the floor. But as we go into this deep forward bend, knees are bent. But then let's find the flat back again. Lift up, lengthen. This is I love this part where you really feel that length from crown to tailbone, shoulders back. Strong spine, strong core. Soften the knees to come forward and down. Okay, now we're going to step the other leg back. So left leg back. Good, and I'm going to move my blocks out of the way for this part. Hold. Good, and then rock forward, rock back for the lunge. Lift hips up and lower. So we have movement in the pelvis, movement in the knees. Good, now pause. Now for the shoulder rotation. So if you've got your left leg back, you can place your left hand down, fingers down, fist. I should have said that on the other side. Now a block makes it the easiest. So under a block. Now the right hand comes onto the right hip. Pause there. Breathe. And now extend the arm straight in front of you. Circle it. So you're going to keep your head straight. Circle around, complete. Isolate your arm and your shoulder. Everything else is strong and stable. That was 2. That was 3. That was the last one to keep it hold. We're going to keep it up and we're going to twist. So my back's to you, okay? So sorry. Looking up at it or looking away, straight ahead, you choose. Hold your twist. Breathe. You're rooting down and stretching up. Circle the arm around and down, both hands to either side. Grab the other block if there's 2 blocks. Good. And instead of going back this time into plank, we're going to just pop the back foot up and do our balance. So pop, pop, pop. Good. And now you're in your standing one-legged balancing pose. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Good. Play around. Those of you with experience with balancing half moon or you want to let go, you can let go. We'll do one more round and have those opportunities. Good. And now take the foot that's behind you, above you, the low foot, and lower it down. 2 feet together. Good. Slide up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees. Now push off to stand up. Inhale, arms out, reach up, big breath, and release. Awesome. Let's do a warrior flow. 2 feet, a few inches apart. Root down, tailbone drops, shoulders relax. Feel your foundation in your mountain to begin. Take a breath in through your nose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit in your chair. So this is a beautiful grounding position. So you want to bring your hips back and reach through your arms. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward, fold forward. If you've got blocks around, you can utilize them or not. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees when you fold. Now from here, look down at your feet. Let's take your left foot and step it back, plant it at an angle. Prepare to lift up in warrior two. So you look down, check out your feet. They look good. Then lift up, circle that arm that's going to come behind you, and then extend them. So you found your warrior two. Reach through both arms. You can move a little here. So there's fluidity even in the standing postures because you're breathing and you're just pulsating with life. Good. Take the hand, the back hand, place it on. That's your left leg behind you, left hand on your left leg, right palm up. Reach back, reverse warrior. Now, straighten the front leg, the right leg, lean over and find triangle pose. Begin with a hand on the hip and roll the shoulder back. You can find the place that feels really good to hold for a few breaths. Trikonasana, perhaps you'll extend the top arm up. Good. Reach it up, arms out, both arms out. Bend the front knee, airplane to the front of your mat. Pivot your back foot so it's more of an angle in, actually more of an angle in, so that there's room for your hips forward. Now you're in a warrior one, front knee bent. Both arms up, reach up. Good, breathe here. Root down to rise up. Cactus the arms, shoulder blades together. Open and close your fists. So squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. Hold. Spread your fingers wide. Inhale. We're going to float forward to the floor or your blocks. So come on down. Hands can touch the floor or the blocks. Pivot your back foot. And just as we did in the beginning sequence, in the first sequence, we're going to pop the back foot forward, forward, forward until we are going to stand. Now, on one leg. Now this time, take a moment to hold. You can bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Maybe release one hand and then release the other hand. Everything else is stable. So the idea is once you've got everything stable, you're going to allow your brain to adjust to the balance and release one hand and then the other. So this is really good for your brain. Don't do it if it feels inappropriate, but play with it. This is the playful time, really. See? Lots of options. There's no wrong way because moving around is really good. In fact, that's even a more fun thing to do, is to take the knee back and forth. Good. And return your foot. 2 feet together. Bend the knees. Good. And then root down to rise up. So push off and stand up. Big stretch. And relax. Arms out. How was that? Can we do it on the other side? I'm going to go the other direction so that I can demo easier. Okay, but you can stay where you are. It depends on if you can see what we're doing. So get ready. Clothing adjustments. 2 feet. Prepare for your warrior flow. Other side. Root down. Grounded, lifted, breath. Both arms up. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Inhale, float forward, exhale. Okay, so now you're in your standing forward bend. Slide the hands up the shins for the flat back. And then soften the knees to fold. So we always bend the knees when we go deeper because it's safer for our spines. Look down at your feet. You're going to be stepping your right foot back. So this should be the other foot for you. Root down, get stable here. Ready to lift off. The lifting off requires core strength and breath. Extend arms. Virabhadrasana 2. Find the shape. Be the shape. Reverse warrior. Take it back. Now triangle. Straighten the front leg. Come on down. So you come down a little ways, roll top shoulder back, find your expression of triangle. Good. It has to feel balanced and stable. The arm lifted is an optional piece of it. You can keep your hand on your hip, hold. And where is your gaze? It could be looking forward, looking down, or looking up. Whatever feels stable for you. Notice if you're holding your breath and then resume breathing. Good. Inhale, reach up, arms out, bend the knee again, rotate. So everything rotates, but now you have to make space for your hips, so you step out. Take your feet a little wider and your back foot a more of an angle for warrior 1. Both arms come up. Front knee is bent. Hold here. Cactus the arms. Pull the shoulder blades back. Breathe here. Spread your fingers wide. Now float forward to your blocks or the floor. And when you come down, standing leg gets the weight. Pop the back foot up, 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 up. Lift the back leg up. And here you go. This is your playtime. Bend, move, rotate, play with balance. Release one hand, release the other hand. Good, release both hands. Woo! Or don't release at all. So you are in charge. But the idea is to give your body and your brain this new experience. And it's kind of fun. You can't get it wrong as long as you are careful and don't fall down. Good, now take the back foot and drop it down. Look down at your 2 feet, nice and parallel to each other. Since you're in this deep forward bend, the knees are bent. And then you'll push down and stand up. Reach up and release your arms. And there you have it. Let's transition to our mats. We'll finish off with a bridge pose and shavasana. So come on down. Once you're down, we're going to do bridge 2 ways. We're going to do it in a bone strengthening way and then a restorative connection way. So since we have blocks, we'll utilize those maybe, okay? So from your seated position, engage your core, relax your shoulders, arms out to the side, lower to your back. You come on down. And then draw your knees into your chest for a moment to release your lower back. We did a lot of standing strengthening work there, so let's take a moment to release. Tune into your breath. Rotate, hands are on top of your knees, rotate your hip joints around and around. Feet are relaxed. Reverse direction. Good. Let us plant the right foot on the floor and extend the left leg to the ceiling. Hands behind the thigh. Point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. Hold. Take a moment, look up at your feet, spread your toes, press your heel up. And then release the knee, press it in a little bit, and return your foot to the floor. Let's do the other side. Knee in, extend the leg up, hands behind the thighs. Point and flex, point and flex. Pause. Flex your foot, spread your toes, send your heel up. Lots of energy going on. Lower back is grounded. Good. And bend the knee, release. Good. Pick up both feet, hands behind the knees, and do a real lightly, gently kicking yourself. Shake it out. Bounce, bounce. Release tension in your knees and your hips. Prepare for bridge. So a bridge a day keeps your bones as strong as you can, which does not rhyme, but that's the key. Bridge a day is one of my secrets to renewing bone density. So we'll do a standard bridge, 2 feet will be hip width apart. Try to put your mind in the soles of your feet and get grounded with the tripod again, and lift your toes and plant the toes back down. Then we'll have the arms be beside you, press down on the arms. Then find the back of your head, occipital ridge, and like move it a little bit. Roll your head side to side to tune into that grounded place, because everything that's touching the ground is going to press down except for the hips. Are you ready? Feet down, arms down, head down, hips lift. Lift up the hips. Press the knees up, the inner thighs engage, hips lift, and your butt engages. So squeeze your glutes. Keep your chest relaxed though. Don't push your chest up. Think of it more about the hips and the spine. So then breathe into your spine. Let's hold this a little bit to really get the benefits of the muscles pressing up against your spine and your hips. Press down on your arms. Press down on your feet. Lift up the hips. Breathe into your belly. Breathe into your chest. Good. Release the arms one at a time. Come on down. Lift up your feet for a counter pose. Shake it out. And now, optional, take a block. Lift your hips back up and place the block underneath your lower back. And now you can do restorative bridge. You have some options here, which is nice. So you could do restorative bridge with simply holding this and relaxing around it. Or if your block is comfortable, you could lift the legs up for legs up the invisible wall with a block. So it's an inversion. You may choose to do another inversion option that you might know or enjoy. Hang out here. Either in restorative supported bridge or legs up a wall, or you can even simply do legs up with no block, right? So you're going to find your way here. Let this be a restorative time though. I could stay here all day, but I believe it's time for us to move to the most important balancing posture of the day, shavasana. So gently release out of whatever position you were in and do a brief twist maybe to release your lower back. And now please find a really comfortable, warm, supported place to go. I'm going to give you at least 3-4 minutes of shavasana in this video. It's a pretty long video, so you deserve a long shavasana to get you really rested and connected for this new day, this new year. So anything you need to support yourself, socks, a blanket, pillow, or something underneath your knees to, if your low back would like that, a pillow under your head, something over your eyes. So you're going to take the next several minutes or moments to set yourself up, get a blanket, go back on your mat, and I'll offer you a deep shavasana. Please begin to deepen your breath. Come back into your body and into your space, into your room. Start to notice. Notice sounds in your room, the sound of my voice, the sound of your dog barking. I just heard Ellie bark. Can you hear that? And start to move. Wiggle fingers and toes. And stretch. And start to come back. Out of Shavasana, transition. Move from your Shavasana to a comfortable seated position, and we will conclude our New Year's Day, New Day practice seated together. And once you've found your seat, find your ground. Reconnect. Connect mind, body with earth energy so that you can be prepared for whatever life is going to throw your way from a place of grounded, centered, calm, openness. Close your eyes, tune into breath. And hands come together, rub them. Drawing prayer hands to your heart center, smile into your heart. And then please send a prayer for peace and healing to the hearts of those you love, to anyone in your life that could use a special healing prayer today. It could even be someone who has left this earth. And then send a prayer to all beings. Let us collectively send a prayer to all beings around the planet. May all beings be safe. May all beings know peace. And then a prayer to our planet, planet Earth. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's New Year's Day practice. If you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. And everybody watching, please thumbs up, like this video. Below here, you can comment. Send me a Happy New Year wish or any comment you'd like to make. I'd love to hear from you. I will respond, and I hope to see you in a future video. Have an awesome year.